Hi, I am Karthik and Rannan. I am the president of the Wall Street Club of BITS Pilani Hyderabad campus. Yes, so the collaboration with XLR was an excellent one. We conducted a Power BI workshop with Advanced Excel over a span of 3 days. The workshop was almost 12 hours long in total. Mr. Karthik, who was an amazing trainer, helped the students understand the concepts deeply. I am sure that the students will be able to apply these concepts in their careers as well as their daily lives while they try to navigate the world of finance. I am happy that we will be able to close this workshop successfully on a very good note.
Hi, I am Raghunendra Singh and I am the Technical Director of the Wall Street Club at BITS Pilani Hyderabad campus. It was a great amazing conducting this workshop with XLR. The trainer, Mr. Karthik, was an excellent person where he explained in very detailed manner on how to give great insights using very complex data sets, which was very helpful for the people who are interested in the field of finance, business or analytics in general. Thank you.
I attended a workshop conducted by CSA and ACM in collaboration with XLR. So it was a machine learning workshop. We learned a lot from the course and it was a great experience attending the workshop.
The trainer was very helpful. He had a hands-on approach with his teaching and it was fabulous.
This was a great experience for me. So I would absolutely love it if XLR and its team would come again to our campus and conduct more events like this.
The journey was great. Initially, I thought that I was not proficient enough in Excel, but later I came to know there was no prerequisites for it, and then I applied for it, and it was a great course, and it started from basics and took me to a great extent.
Good evening, myself Kavya Ganatra. I am from Computer Science Association. I was the POC for this ML workshop conducted by CSA and ACM in collaboration with XLR. The experience of the workshop was really nice. The feedback from all the students was positive. They understood the concept. The workshop was also practical based with some questions. The experience with XLR was very smooth. They helped us in conducting the workshop smoothly right from the booking of the vendor and deciding the course till the distribution of certificates. In overall, this workshop was a success during our Technical Fest Atmos, and I thank XLR for being a part of it. Thank you.
Yeah, hello everyone. My name is Tasneem. I'm the Senior Manager at 98 Percentile in the HR department. And today we did a wonderful drive with XLR. It was amazing right from the very beginning, from the very first day when I got in touch with them till today. I think it was an extremely smooth journey with them. There were multiple follow-ups done by the representatives in order to check that we would be, what time we would be coming, how many people would be coming, what vehicle we would get. To that extent, they were so precise in giving all the information to us. It was extremely great to get associated with them and have a drive at XLR campus. So we are very, very happy that we got a chance to do this. Now, coming to the students, what XLR had, I think they were extremely enthusiastic. They were well prepared. They were aware of what they are coming for. I think there was some back-end preparation which they did that was commendable. They also were very confident and they were open to any kind of thing we were asking them to do. That was I think the best part. Now, I really hope we have a very, very fruitful association with each one of them and XLR in future. We are really looking forward to have many more drives like this.
Hi everyone, my name is Prachi Sharma and I'm the Senior Project Manager for IT Department at 90th percentile. So today we were here for this IT bootcamp, right, this technical drive and at XLR. So it was a great experience and I would feel that the students, they are the freshers, right, but it doesn't seem like that. So if I talk about their technical and cognitive ability, they all seems pretty good in that and that's what I felt. And I guess they have been taught pretty well at XLR, so that's how they have performed good in their aptitude and the technical tests. So I wish them all the best and it was a very great experience over here.
Hi, this is Patan, Technology Consulting Manager from 98th percentile. We visited XLR for the campus placement drive and it went very well today. Ms. Ambika, Ms. Pragati, everyone received us greatly here and we had a lot of enjoyable time here. The students even had great experience with us. They were interactive, they had good aptitude and all the technological skills they showed. I think they were all well and we really appreciate their time that they spared to us and I think we will be doing a great job. We are expecting a lot of people to be hired from them. Let's see. It was a great experience altogether.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
From entering into the cyber tower to exiting out of this tower, the XLR team has been received me with such a care and pleasure.
I am the part of this XLR since 4 months. From the third month itself, they have conducted the placement sessions from the third month itself, and this is the fourth month, and this is the 98th percentile is one of the placement drive I have attended so far, and attending to this drive is such a good experience for me. All the HRs and the team made us feel very comfortable and confident.
XLR helped me a lot, and I experienced a lot of things today. So I'm really hope to be placed in that company. I'm confident about that. Thank you.
We will start about 11. I guess we can start. Let's wait for a few more minutes probably. I think 2 more minutes, then we can start. Right. Um, okay, all right. Again, good afternoon, everyone. So today we will start with, good afternoon. Today we will start with basically building more charts and formatting them. And we will continue throughout this session. And if possible, I think we will start with calculations as well. So for now, let's begin with different types of charts that is available in Tableau. And then we will begin with that. So for that, I'm going to share my screen. And I hope you can see my screen. So this is the screen that you will also get when you open Tableau. And there are two ways to open the last that is the last saved workbook. The one option is you select this icon over here, which is written whatever the file that is saved. If this option is not working, for you, then you have to click on Open from Tableau Public over here, which is on the right side. Okay. And so I'm clicking on this option, and this will open me the workbook which I had created yesterday. So I hope you can all see this this workbook for yourself as well. So if anyone is not able to open, then go to open from Tableau Public. Then it will ask you to sign in, and then you can open from these options. So whatever workbooks you have saved, all those workbooks will get, you will see that option, and then you can do that. So you will get like this, and you can search for the field that you want, and then you will get. Okay, all right. So we are now into the sheet which we created yesterday. So we created category-wise sales, a simple column chart, or a bar chart, you can say, a vertical bar chart. So now go to sheet 2, and now we will explore different types of charts. So I'm going to make a simple pie chart for ship mode and profit. So I want to see basically the different types of shipment modes which are there, and how much quantity of products have been shipped under each category. So I will put ship mode onto columns and quantity onto rows. So by default, you will get this bar chart. And I can see clearly by simply looking at the bar chart that standard class has the highest quantity of items being shipped. Now, in order to convert this into a pie chart, go to rightmost corner over here, where you see the show me option. Click on that option and then select on the pie chart. So automatically this entire chart will change into a pie chart. And what other things that you can observe over here is this legend card has come over here, which signifies each type of the ship mode. And of course, the size of the quantity. So the size of each of the pie depends upon the value of the quantity. So higher the value, the larger the size of the pie. Okay. Now you have to click on this standard and you have to select entire view. So once you select this entire view, this pie chart would become bigger. And this is much more legible compared to the previous view. And once I have achieved this, I can then drag ship mode onto labels and quantity onto labels again, so that I can see both of the values in this pie chart. So any doubts in this? So I hope you are also parallelly creating this. So I repeat the steps again. So you have to drag ship mode onto columns and sales, onto the columns, ship mode, and quantity onto rows. Change this into pie chart. Make this into entire view. Increase the font of the screen sharing. Okay. I don't know how to increase this further because I think this is the full screen that I have. I hope everyone is able to see the screen properly. Or should I go into the presentation mode, I guess? So I can just zoom in further if you want, but I don't think I can do that. So I hope this is visible for everyone, right? Okay, thank you. All right. Now here, again, I will repeat that step. So in order to show the labels, I will drag the ship mode over here and quantity onto labels. So this is a simple pie chart. So rename this as ship mode quantity. Ship mode wise quantity. Just rename this chart. Chart like this. Okay, thank you. Thanks. Now in the next chart, I hope you have created this chart. Now the next one, I want to now create a variation of the pie chart, which is what we call it as the donut chart. Now in any of these options over here, I cannot see the donut chart which is present over here. I can see the pie chart, but I cannot see the donut chart. So for these kind of charts, we require basically a custom chart that we need to create. Hi, good afternoon, Santosha. Good afternoon, Santosha. So for this, we require a special type of custom charts. So what are custom charts? Any charts which are not present over here are called as custom charts. And we are going to see many types of charts later in our class as well. But let's start with our donut chart first. So for creating a donut chart, I would require a pie chart to be created first. So pie chart, I'm going to create this for order priority. That is whether the order is high, low, or medium. And the sales which is happening for each one of these order priorities. So as usual, I will get the bar chart, which has been created now. And if I click on this show me option, I'm going to switch this into a pie chart. So that is the first goal. And I'm going to increase this size to entire view. So the same procedure as we did in the previous chart, order priority and sales, put them into columns and rows. Change that to pie chart and change the view to entire view, and you will get this view over here. Now the next step I'm going to do for creating a donut chart is I'm going to select on this column at the top, and I'm going to double click on this. Okay, just give me one moment. Yeah, sorry for the delay. So here, double click on this column, which is present, and you see this editor right over here. And here I'm going to write a very dummy calculation, which is present over here. Yes, Vikas, sure. Sure, Vikas. Just give me a few moments and then I'm going to share with you. So just double click on this and write a dummy calculation, which is anything, average or anything. Yes, Supriya, please go on and write 0 over here. It can be average, it can be minimum, does not matter. You have to write one calculation like this. And similarly, I'm going to write another calculation, the same thing, average of 0, and click on enter. So the goal is to create 2 pie charts like this. Okay. Supriya had a doubt. Supriya, can you tell me what is your doubt? So just complete this part and then we will go on to the next step. So I think for the benefit of others as well, yesterday we had connected the data source and we had directly loaded the data into Tableau, and we created our first chart, which is category by sales. And now we created this pie chart, and now we are going to create the donut chart as well. So for donut chart, we created a pie chart of order priority and sales. And then we had created two dummy calculations, average of 0, so that I get two pie charts over here. Now the next step I'm going to do is I'm going to combine them into one view. Sure. I'm going to share this file. It's there in the drive also. So the drive which Amar had shared, you can get in that Google Drive as well. So Amar, if you can share that drive over here, the participants can see over here. You can just put the drive link over here. So in the drive link, you can access all these materials. So you are getting the error. I think most probably the error will be because there will be one more, either you have put like this, one more bracket. So just make sure that your bracket is only one. So I think because of that syntax error, it would give you that error. Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Now on the second measure, you are going to select something called as dual axis. So dual axis means it basically combines the two measures into one. So I am going to select on this dual axis, and you can see that this chart is now combined. And you will see that there is this circular option. If you can see above on AGG, it has become now round. It was square earlier. So you got this thing which is called as dual axis, and both the pie charts are combined. Now in the next step, I hope everyone is clear with this step. So basically, I think that you can see the recording with the yesterday's one. And today we have just started now with the pie charts that we have created for ship mode by quants. And we are going to create donut chart over here. So that is the thing that we have started just now. So we have not gone ahead of our time. So that's it. Which part you want me to repeat? Is this part, the average part, or the combined part? So I'll repeat this step again. Okay, the average part, right? In the average part, so basically you have this file. If I just remove this again. So we had created for order priority and for sales. And this is the pie chart. And this is the entire view that we did. And then I created two dummy calculations, which is average of 0. Again, I double clicked on this and average of 0. It's okay if you have not created it now. You can later on also go back and create this, but understand the process. And then I clicked on this drop down and selected dual axis so that both the pie charts are combined. Okay, till now we have done this part only. Okay. All right. So average of 0 is nothing but it's the average for the 0 value. So it is a dummy calculation. This dummy calculation is created so that I have two axes and I get the two pie charts, and then I combine those two pie charts together. So calculation itself does not have any significance, but the idea is to create a dummy measure. So for that dummy measure, I have created a calculation, average 0. It can be anything, minimum 0, maximum 0. The idea is to create a dummy measure over here, which does not have a value. And that is why we have done this. Now you get these 3 cards onto your left side. If you see under marks. So 3 cards means the first one is the all marks card. The second one is for this average, and third one is for this average, for these two averages that we have created, the average measures. So for every measure that you create under the marks card, you will get the number of cards that you have created. Go to the third one and remove everything. So remove all the fields which is present in the third card and you will get like this. You will get this black circle by removing all the measures and dimensions which were present in the third card. Okay. All right. Now, there are two circles which are combined together. So I am going to make the second card. I will select on the second card and I'm going to make it big by clicking on the size option. So if you click on the size option, I'm going to make this big. And if you click on this card and if you click on this size option, I'm going to make it further big. So this will increase the size of this gray or black circle. And the second card will increase the size of the colored circle, which we can see right over here. And finally, once the size has been increased, I'm going to change the color of this black circle. And how I'm going to change that? I'm going to select on the third card and I'm going to change this to white. So while the process seems elaborate, with practice, you can easily get over here. So anyone has any doubts? So basically, yeah, that's a good question. So donut chart and pie charts almost have similar utilities. So wherever you want to see the distribution or the distribution of data against others, that is based on the comparison, and you have few dimensions which are present, a pie chart is a very good thing. A donut chart is again an extension of the pie chart only. The only difference is aesthetically, this looks slightly better. And you can probably include more dimensions also because you have a lot more space to play with. So pie chart or donut chart, both will achieve the same objectives. It is with respect to the aesthetics that donut chart looks better. One more thing you can use in a donut chart is if I want to show the values of each one of the pie, that is what is the value of each one of this pie, then I can directly put the sales over to the labels onto the second card and order priority onto the second card. So order priority so that I will get the labels for order priority and the sum of sales. Okay. Now I want to show at the center what is the total profit. Now this I could not have shown in pie chart, but here I can show that value. So I can show the sales at the center by putting the labels onto the third card. So you can see the total also, and also you can see the split across all. So that is one of the use cases. Otherwise, it is also more for aesthetic wise how it looks and how it occupies the space in the pie chart. So which part you want me to repeat? So is this this part? So I'll give you some time. I hope everyone has understood. I repeat the step again. Value part. Okay. So you have to put order priority and the sales onto labels onto the second cards. So if you put both of this sum of sales and order priority onto labels, you will get these two values onto the color part, which is on the outer part. And in order to get the value at the center, you have to select the third card and put sum of sales or sales onto labels. And you will get the value at the center, which is nothing but the total sales. Okay, so this is your basically the donut chart that we have created. Now, the next part we will do with respect to formatting of the charts is, so I hope everyone is clear how to make the bold labels and change the color similar to the legend color? Does it have 3D view? Unfortunately, it does not have a 3D view like in Excel. It has only the 2D view, which is going to be present. So you want to change the color similar to legend color. So the legend color is, acha, you want to match with the legend color, right? Yeah, that can be done. We will come to that part. So first of all, let's understand the formatting basics over here. So if I go to the second card which is present over here, and I click on the labels. Okay. And once you click on the labels, you have this option of font. And if I select bold, the labels will get bold in color. And if you can, sorry, it will become bold. And if you increase the size will also increase. Now there is an option of match mark color. And if I click on this option, the labels will match the colors which are present in the legend. And you will get your legend values like this. So this is one way of doing the bold thing. Another way to do the same thing of making the font and size is above font, there is this text, and there you can see this 3 dots. And if I click on this 3 dots, and if I highlight this value, let's say sum of sales only I'm highlighting, I can change the font to Tableau medium by clicking onto this drop down and click on apply. So you will see that the font will change in this way also. If you want to change for only particular measure or dimension within the label, this option is handy. So this is how you can format these values. Average twice. So you have to just double click on the columns and type the formula again, average of 0. So once you type that, you will get another circle like this. So you have to just double click and type and you will get the value. So just double click over here, type AVG, press tab, and you will get this expression, put 0 inside that and press enter. Since we don't require this, I'm removing this part of it. Similarly, so 0 is simply, basically, you need some value to put so that this axis is formed. 0 is nothing but the value of this axis over here. So which you can see the 0 line right over here. So that is what 0 is represented over here. It is a measure which contains only one value, which is 0, or the average of the values, which is why we have created this one. Now, similarly, I want to highlight the center value. So how do I do that? I'll go to labels. I can go to font and I can click on bold and I can increase the size. So in that way, and I can change the font to Tableau medium. So Tableau medium, I've changed the font. I've made this bold. I've increased the size to 10. And this is how you can highlight the one which is there at the center. So other than 0 is not recommended, because other than 0 means it will start to create this axis, it will get shifted to another part. So usually 0 is recommended. Okay. What is the next question? In future is important. This topic. Yes, formatting is an important topic because in formatting you mainly deal with removing the noise and improving the way the data is shown. So the next part we are going to do is, okay, so I hope everyone is clear, or should I give some time? I hope everyone is clear, or should I give some time for you to understand? Okay, great. Add label or title to total. Yeah, sure. Great. Thank you, Mohammed. Thank you. Add label or title to the total. So I think what you are saying is basically how do we add a label to the total, right? This one. So here you have to click on label and you have to click on these three dots. Then you have to select enter and write over here total sales. So if you write this and click on apply, this label will come right over here. So you will get the label as well as the value which is present over here. Okay. So this is how it's very easy to do. Just takes a little time to practice. Now, since I have mentioned all these labels, I don't want these tooltips to be hovering over here because whenever I hover the mouse, I can see the tooltips. Correct? Yeah, sure. I can repeat again. So here, just click on the label, click on these three dots, and you will see this edit label tab and type labels above the sum of sales. So total sales you can write over here and the value will be shown below. And click on apply and you will see this total sales right over here. Okay. Great. Now here under tooltip, you can remove this tooltip by going into all. Go at the topmost card, which is written as all. Go to tooltip and you have this option of show tooltip. So you can untick this option and the tooltip will not be shown whenever you are selecting or hovering your mouse over here. So in this case, it is not required because I have already shown the values over here. Okay. So I hope everyone has understood this concept. Now, the next thing we are going to do is we are going to remove these unnecessary lines which are now populating. So can you identify what are the unnecessary lines over here? So one is this average 0, which is there at the top and the bottom. And the another one line is this dotted line that you can see, which is going through the center of the pie chart. So we want to get rid of both of these lines. And how do we get rid of this? So there are two ways to approach this problem. One is I right click on this button. I just hover my mouse over to the first average at the top. And I'm going to right click on this option. And there is this option of show header. So if you click on this show header, which means you are untaking this option, the first one will go away. Similarly, at the bottom, you right click on this option, again click on show header, and this option will also go away. So this is one way of doing this. So I repeat, click on the average, which is at the top, right click, show header. Similarly, right click, below line, show header. Another way you could have done the same thing is when you go to the columns at the top, select on this drop down and untake this show header. This is another way to achieve the same objective. Okay. So we have removed the lines. Any doubts in this so far till now? Let's see what is the doubts. Great. Fantastic. Now the next part is I want to remove this dotted line which is going through the center of the pie chart. There's a faint dotted line that you can see over here. So in order to remove this line, I have to select an option which is called as format. So the format is there right above the columns. So above the columns, you can see server, format, map, analysis. Under all these options, I'm going to select format right over here. And once you select on format, you will get multiple options, which is available over here. And we will select any one option of our choice. I'm simply selecting font. You can select any option. The idea is to open this format font tab onto your left. So format, click on the font, and this tab will be opened right over here. Now our objective is to remove these dotted lines. So I will go to lines over here, and you can see that under each formatting option, 3 levels of information is there. So formatting at sheet level, formatting at rows level, and formatting at columns level. Okay. So if you can see over here, I will go to columns and I'm going to select this grid lines to be 0 and the 0 lines to be none. So this was essentially the 0 line. And if I put that line again, you can see this line to be coming over here. And if I select none, the grid lines, the 0 lines is removed. So under columns, the 0 lines we have removed. Because under columns, I've put this 2 calculations, and that is why that line has come. So this is how you do the basic formatting of the lines that we have done over here. We have done the coloring. We have also changed the font, and now we have removed the lines. Okay. So I hope everyone is clear with these options that you have available over here. Right? Name application. Where you have seen that name application. Acha, okay. You want to give me the name of the sheet, right? Is that the question? We'll come to that if that is the question then. Name application. Acha, name of the app. Okay, this name of the app is Tableau. If that's what you are asking. Okay. Now we are going to change the format of these numbers. Okay. I don't want these numbers to be shown in this format. I'm going to change the format of numbers. So for that, you have to select, go to the third card, which is present over here. Select this sum of sales, which is present in the label form. Select this drop down and click on format. So this will open a different way of formatting. So earlier we have seen the sheet, rows and columns. And this one is related to axis and pane. So this we are formatting the measures. So particular measure I'm formatting and I have to select the pane part. So don't select the axis part. It will not get reflected over here. Select the pane part. By default, it is selected. If it is not selected, just click on this. Click on pane. And under default, you can see the numbers option right over here. And if you select the numbers, if you select that drop down, you can customize the way you want. So we are going to select numbers custom and display units as 1000. So this will change the way these numbers are looking and it will be replaced with 1000 operator. So this is how you have changed the field, the number formatting over here as well. Okay. Finally, name this sheet as donut chart. This is going to be your donut chart. Okay. So we are done with the donut chart over here. Rename this donut chart and you can see that the name of the chart which you have mentioned at the bottom, the same name has populated over in the title as well. Now again, with respect to formatting, double click on this donut chart title and you will get this edit title option right over here. Highlight this one, select bold and center align them. So again, I will repeat, highlight this, press on the center align, click on bold, click on apply, and you will get the donut chart right over here. Okay. So I hope everyone is clear with this aspect. So we have successfully created a donut chart right over here. And the other aspect that we can do over here is white color for the center, no worries. In the third card, when you can see in the third card over here, select on the colors and select this white card. Just give me one moment. All right. I hope everyone has done this part. Now, the next thing you can do over here is, so here, if you select the colors, you can change it to white on the third card. Now, if you want to change the background color, which is behind this sheet, so usually white is preferred. But in case you are curious to change the color, then go to format, go to shading. And you will get at sheet level, row level, and column level. So if we select at sheet level, just select on that option. Under default, you will get the worksheet over here. And if you select this option over here, you can change the color the way you want. And if you click on more colors, you will get different shades of color right over here. So if I want to have different variations of the color, probably slightly grayish, I can select this option and I can select OK. So you can see that the color is changed. Now you feel that this color is not good. Probably a lighter version will do better. So we can change it to a lighter version of the gray. So here I have selected the lighter version and to the entire view, this color will be changing except for the color that we have selected at the center. This color can also change if I am going to reduce the opacity or I'm going to select the same color as the outer part. So third card, if I select this color, then this color will also change. Or I can give a darker color also if I want. So this is how you can play with the colors and play with the data that you have. And this is one way of showing the data effectively. Now we'll move on to the next sheet. Create a new sheet, which is sheet 4. And now we will see basically a different type of chart, which is a line chart now. Now, what do we mean by a line chart? A line chart means basically you are seeing a trend over the period of time. So it can be a sales trend, it can be a profit trend or quantity trend or any types of trends that we want to see. So line chart always will have the time component as one of the axes. And in another component, it can be any dimension that you want to measure. So how do I measure this? So here I have order date over here. So search for order date and put that into columns. And you have sales over here and put that into rows. So you will get this columns and rows over here, and you will get this order date over to the two columns, over to the columns as well as to the rows. And you will see a simple line chart which shows an upward trend. Name this field as discrete line chart. We will also see why this is called as a discrete line chart. It is called as a discrete line chart because my year of order date is in blue color. It's a dimension. Dimensions are discrete. Or you can say or discrete is a dimension. And if I select this plus sign, you can see that I can see another view over here, which is for every quarter, I can see under the year, every quarter by sales. And if I click on further, I will see the month-wise sales under that quarter and for that year. So you can drill further and further into the data, and you can go deep into the level of data by clicking on this plus sign. If you want to go back to the original state, click on this minus and you will get this one. Sure. You want me to repeat which specific part? So is it the order date or like how to create this chart or the how to click on this plus icon? Yeah, months to quarters. Okay. So I hope you have created this part. So you can see this plus icon next to the year at the columns. And if you click on this plus sign, you will get this quarter ka view right over here. And if you click on this plus again, you will see the month view. So every time you click on the plus, which is there on the dimension, this plus icon, you will get this view right over here. And if you click on minus, you will come back to this view. Okay. So this is what we refer to as the discrete line chart. All right. Now the next thing we are going to do is instead of clicking on plus, I am going to select on this drop down of the year order date. I'm going to click on that drop down and I can see that I have year, quarter, month, day and year, quarter, month, day being repeated 2 times. So the first one that you can see right over here is basically the discrete part, which is year, quarter, month, and this is the continuous part. We'll see the difference between the two, but you can make out the difference over here. So if you see year wise, both are same, but if you see quarter and month, here the month is displayed as May and this month is displayed as May 2015. So how is this both views are going to be different? We will see in a while. So if I click on the month option, the first month, I can see that I can see all the months, all the 12 months and their respective sales right over here. But the question here is for which year these months represent. So can anyone tell me for which year the sum of sales is being referred to right now? So I can see for January, February, March, April, May till December. It is for which year? Is it for 14? Is it for 11? Is it for any particular year? Yes, it is for all years. It is for all years. Yeah, very good. So it's not for the 2015. It is for all years. Why all years? Because I don't see anywhere written that this is for 2015. Otherwise, we would have seen 2015 somewhere over here. Because if you click on this drop down also, if I select month, it will only shows the name of the month and not the year. So this is for all the years. So January month, all the years, February, all the years. And that's why this is referred to as the discrete line chart. Okay. So I hope everyone has understood the concept of a discrete line chart, where if you want to see for all the years in one view, then you can use this. Okay. Now let's try to understand a continuous line chart. How does a continuous line chart look? So create a new sheet. Again, create the same thing, order date wise sales. So the same thing, but this time when I'm clicking on the drop down, I'm going to select the month which is there in the second option, the second part of these options, where I can see May 2015 and click on this option. And you can see that month and the year are present over here. So this is the difference between the two charts. So here you can see the month as well as the year. So this is specifically for November 2010 or May 2011, this value. But this value is for all the years. So rename this as continuous line chart. So depending on how you want to display the data, your data representation can change based on this. And the way the data looks also changes. Again, go to the discrete line chart and click on T. If you click on this T at the top, which is just above the month, you will get all the label values over here. Similarly, for continuous line chart, do the same. So click on the T button, which is there at the top, just above the month. Or otherwise, labels, show mark labels. Here also you can do the same. Click on labels and take on this show mark labels. So do that for both the cases. Now let's come back to this discrete line chart again. Okay. And here, let's try to remove these lines as part of our formatting thing. So how do I remove these lines? I will go to format. I am going to click on these lines and go to columns, go to rows, because these lines are created in a row fashion, and click on none. So your lines are removed. It is showing separated, not getting November and May month. Okay. I think two separate questions. So November and May month you are not getting, maybe because of the screen resolution that you have. So it might have been hidden. So if you just realign your screen, or you can just increase or decrease the size, probably then you might be able to get this. Because if I push this further, I will not be able to see the same. Okay. For someone, I drag it to the labels, it shows like separated. I don't get that query. Probably because maybe you have put that over somewhere else. I think that's why the issue is coming. I'm not sure. Just check that your sum of sales should be green in color. If it is blue in color, then change this to continuous. Maybe because of that, but not sure. So we have made a discrete line chart and a continuous line chart over here. Now click on the new worksheet again. Okay. Shall we go to the next one? I hope everyone has at least understood this part. Even if you have not made it, that's okay. You can practice it after the class when you have time. Okay. Shall we go to the next one? Okay, great. I hope others are also able to do this. Order date to label in continuous. When you drag order date to label in continuous. You don't have to drag the order date to labels. Don't drag the order date to labels. Drag them into columns. I think that is why you're getting all those dates. Instead, the easiest way is you can just this mark labels, this T option, just enable this one. Then it will automatically mark these things. I think if you're putting them onto labels, then it will create a problem. Just put them into columns and rows and click on the T option, which is above the month, and you will be able to get this. You'll be able to get the values which is present over here. Now the next part. The next part is we are going to create a simple tree map. Or we can create a combo chart as well. What we can create. Okay, we will create a tree map and then we will see the other aspects. So a tree map, how do we create that? It is again a very simple thing. So I'm going to select this chart and this over here. So subcategory and profit, create a simple bar chart. Click on show me and there is this option of tree maps. Click on this and you will get the tree map over here. So I'm going to repeat the step again. Subcategory onto columns, profit onto those. Click on show me option and select tree maps. So this option you will get over here. So what is a tree map essentially? Tree map means it will order them in these tiles by the descending order of the profit. So what that means is the highest profit will be there on the left hand side and the lowest profit is going to be there on the right hand side or at the bottom. And one curious thing that you can see over here is it has mentioned this one negative value. So there is one negative value which is present and that is not being shown. So if I click over here, I can actually filter this data or I can use absolute values over here. So I can do this thing to eliminate the negative value. So the negative value is not shown in a tree map and that has been eliminated. So you can see that minus 64,000 is not being shown over here. Or you can use the absolute value. So if you click on the absolute value, then it will be shown here. But again, this is not a recommended method. So I'm doing Control Z over here. Okay. So this is your tree map. And we can say this sheet 6 as, rename this sheet 6 as subcategory profit. Drag profit onto labels. So you will see all the values which is present over here. Click on the tooltip, untick this tooltip, and improve the formatting. So I'm going to font, I'm going to make this as bold. And I'm going to increase this size. So in this way, I can see the values like this. Okay. I'll wait for some time for you to do. And then we will proceed for the next type of chart. Sure. So click on labels, font, click on this bold item and increase the size to 11. And you will see all these values in a different way. Similarly, I can make the title more prominent. So double click on the title, highlight the sheet name, center align this and click on the bold item and click on Tableau medium. Okay. Let's see. How do you got numbers below each category? So here I have dragged sum of profit onto labels. So profit, just drag this and put them onto labels and you will get the numbers over here. Now, can anyone tell me if I want to change the color of all these styles, how do I change the color? From where I can change the colors of all these styles? Can you just check it out? Where we can change the colors? Yes, edit colors is there. So edit colors, either I can go over here by clicking on the legend or click on this colors over here, which is there at the marks. Click on this, edit colors, and you will get this tab right over here. How did you get few labels in black and others in white? So this Tableau had automatically assigned it based on the size. So it automatically assigned those values based on the size, the color which is there of the tile behind. So for this, since this was darker, it had given me white. And since this is a lighter color, it had given dark. So that Tableau has assigned it based on the colors. Okay. You're not able to get the labels. So labels is very simple. Drag this profit, which is there, and drag this onto labels. So you will get the labels below. So already you will see the subcategory. Now you can see the values under each one of the subcategories. Now coming to the colors, if I select colors over here, and if I click on edit colors, I will get this tab. And there are multiple options which are present over here. Okay. So one of the options here is I have this stepped color over here where I can change the number of steps in which these colors are present. Number of steps means essentially the range I want to give to these colors. And I can select the palette which I need. And if I select, let's say orange, so it will give me this shade of color right over here. And if you click on apply, now the colors have changed a lot. So now it is the shade of orange which is present over the entire tree map. Under advanced, I can also customize the start and the end color as well. So at what value you want to start and what value you want to end the colors. So in this way, you can do the conditional formatting of all these charts. So click on apply, click on OK. In this way, you will be able to get this. Now again, if I select on the colors and if I reduce this opacity, you will see that the color will slightly fade away and the font will change accordingly. For now, we'll keep it to 100. Next, you have borders. So in borders, I can change the color of the borders. By default, white comes, but you can change this to any other color that you want. So I'm going to select a slightly orangish one so that I get my colors like this. Again, this is not a very big thing, but just it is useful as a feature. So I hope everyone understood this with respect to formatting of a Treemap. Okay. Now we will go to the next one, which is a map. We are going to create a simple map. Now, can anyone tell me, I have bar charts, I have pie charts, and why do I require a map? What is the advantage of showing a map to a user? Because I can display the same amount of data using bar chart as well. So what is the advantage of a map? Let's say, so MB had said region identification. Yes. So anything that you can see it as a global map, basically you can identify the regions which is present, and it gives you a better sense of proportions probably. Although I can same thing I can show in a bar chart as well, but map gives you region wise and also country and state wise how my data is present. You can say it's a better representation of the data as well. So in that way we can continue. Let's say if somebody else has to say, okay. So how do I create a map? So for map, can anyone tell me what dimension I can use to create a map? Map is easy to compare and analyze the data analysis, which is true. Again, a different way of seeing the data. So you can compare different countries much more easily in a map based on the certain conditions that we give. That is also possible. So 2D or 3D, this is a 2D map actually. So we are going to see a very basic map. And there are other maps also that we can create. But right now for our course, we will see the basic maps, which is there, the 2D maps. So which dimension do I have to use? Dimension, when I say dimension, I refer to this blue values which are present. Because against this only, we are going to measure it. And these are called as measures. The numerical values. The text values are dimensions. The numerical values are measures. I can select region. I can select country. So any dimension, if you look closely, there is this globe sign which is present over here. So anything which has a globe, which means that it is a geographical data and that is suitable for creating a map. So anything which has a globe is suitable for creating a map. Let's say country, city, state. Yes. So sales will come later. Sales is the measure against which you want to measure. So let's say I'm dragging country over to columns and quantity onto rows. So this chart will essentially tell us how much quantity has been ordered from each country. And by default, you can see the bar chart is being created. But this bar chart has lot many values, and I don't think it's an accurate representation of the data that we're going to see. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on the show me option, and I get two options over here. One is symbol maps and another one is the filled maps, or it is called as maps. Symbol maps, if I select over here, it will basically give me all the values in circles. So any value of the quantity, it is given on the basis of the circle. And if I select on the next option, it will give me a filled value. So in our case, we will do this filled value for now, filled map. And this is how you are going to see the data. So if I zoom in, I can see the values of each country and I can focus on a particular country as well, like this. And if I select India, India will be selected or highlighted like this. So I can select any particular value and that will get highlighted right over here. If you click this pin option, reset map, it will reset to the entire screen which is present. So this is your global map which we have created. Okay. So I hope everyone is clear at the moment. This is more suitable if you want to create at a high level data. So country level is fine. If I want to go to state level, right now I won't do it because it will create more points inside the part. So if I select state and I put this onto details, you will see that this will further get split into the states that is present. But right now it is not required. So I'm going to remove state right over here. And I'm going to rename this as filled map. So this is your filled map which we have created. All right. For now, I can simply hover over here. I can see the value. So I'm going to keep the tooltip as open. Now we'll go to the new worksheet. So I hope everyone understood. Anyone has any doubts? Great. Thank you, Mohammed. Thank you, Dr. Mohammed. Thank you so much. All right. I hope rest of the folks are also able to follow it. In case you're not able to follow it, please see the recording and attempt this on your own at home so that you will be able to understand this better. Now, the next type of chart we are going to create is we are going to create a dual axis chart. Now, where the dual axis chart can be useful is if I want to compare two measures against one dimension, I can use a dual axis chart. So I want to compare how those two measures are faring against one particular dimension. So for example, I have the ship mode and I want to see the ship mode in terms of profit, also in terms of the quantity. So how both of them are faring. So what is the profit that we have got and how many quantities are shipped? So both at the same time. That is my objective. So for that, I have to create a simple bar chart. So I will drag ship mode onto columns, quantity onto rows, and you will get a simple chart right over here. Now you want to include another factor, which is profit into rows, and you will get this two pie charts right over here. And they look very similar to each other because of the values which are present over here. So one represents quantity and one represents profit. So as many measures as you're going to put, you are going to see multiple charts right over here. Now, how to see a dual axis chart? So for dual axis chart, I'm going to click on this drop down and I'm going to select dual axis right over here. And the moment I've selected dual axis, I will get this circular chart which is present and two axes next to each other, quantity and profit. Okay. Okay, everyone, I hope you have understood this. We'll go till this part. Now the next part is, I want to change this type. I don't want them to come as circles. Okay. And before I do that, just see the scale of both quantity and profit. So both the scales are different right now. Why they are different? Because my value of quantity is different and the value of profit is different. So another thing you can possibly do is you can synchronize them on the same level. So which means that I right click on this, one of the axes, either one of the axes you can click, doesn't matter which axis. Right click on this and select synchronize axis. And the moment you have synchronized the axis, you will see both of the axes on the same scale that I can see right now. So both of them are on the same scale, 900K and 900K, and the difference is also the same. The red one is quantity and the orange one is profit. Sure, no worries. So I repeat the step again. Right click on this and select synchronize axis. Now we don't want this the chart to be presented in circles alone. So circle does not look very nice. And I want to change the way this circles look. Or I want to go to it. I want to select a different type of chart over here. So how do I do that? So select this profit. Let's say I'm selecting the profit card and I am selecting bar. So the bar, the profit has changed into a bar chart. So if you select this option, and select bar, this will change to a bar chart. Similarly, click on sum of quantity and select line. And you will get the line chart over here. Okay. And since this is hidden behind, so you can change the color of this quantity, which is present over here. So select on the quantity and select on this blue color and click on apply. So the color will change, which is present behind. So again, I repeat, sum of quantity, colors, edit colors. Then when the edit colors is opened, select on this quantity and change that to blue. So again, it will look like this, which is there at the back end. Now, what else I can do over here? I can swap this quantity with profit. Swap means I'm dragging this over here and I'm putting to the right side of the profit. So the moment you have done this, now you can see the line is fully visible. So this is what we call it as a dual axis chart or a combo chart. A combo chart means it consists of both line as well as the bar chart. So this is used for comparing two measures. Two measures are profit and quantity and against one dimension, which is shift mode. Click on the T option here, T label, and you will see all the labels which are marked into both the charts. So on the peak of each bar, if you want to do, then we don't have to synchronize the axis because the values are different and that's where your thing will come. So here you have to right click on this and untick the synchronize axis. So the moment you unsynchronize this, then your values will come at the top like this. So it will come based on the values which is present on top of each other. If you synchronize this, with 100, you will see like this. So depending on how you want to show the data, you can show the data like this as well. And if I remove this T block, I think here I can see much better. Okay. So this is another way you can do this. Either way, whichever is your preferred choice, you can show that way. Okay. Dual axis option is going to be here. So when you click on this quantity, it will always be the second measure. So when you click on this drop down, dual axis, it will combine them into two axes. We don't have with continent actually. We have with region. So region, you can assume that as a continent, although it's not exactly a continent, but so region, we can safely assume it consists of multiple countries. All right. So this is going to be my dual axis chart. It's going to be a dual axis chart. So a simple comparison of quantity, that is a quantity that has been sold, versus the profit that has been earned over the quantity. So you can see that pattern like this. All right. We are going to the next worksheet now. So the next worksheet is going to be about a combined chart. So we have seen the dual axis chart, and now we are going to see a combined chart. So what is the difference between the two? So first of all, a combined chart will contain more than two measures, for instance. And the second thing is combined charts are usually used for time series data. So time series data means I'm going to use one of the fields as time. So time here would be, let's say I'm using order date again. So order date is nothing but the date on which the order has been placed. So here I've put the simple order date and I'm creating a simple line chart which shows me the sum of quantity over the period of time. Now against this same time period, I want to compare the other values as well. So before I do this, I'm going to change this year to, let's say, month. So this is for months for all the years. I'm seeing the sum of quantity. So just select this drop down and change this to month. So for all the years, I'm getting this month-wise data of the quantity. Now the next option is I'm going to select this entire view. Select entire view so that you can see over here. Now the next objective is I want to compare quantity against profit, just like we did last time. And I also want to compare sales. So one way of doing this entire exercise is I'm going to put profit over here onto rows. And you can see a profit curve and a quantity curve over here. And sales, again, I'm going to put. So you will see three curves over here. So this is how also you can do, but this is not a combined chart, but this also can be done. So this is one way of comparing three values at the same time. And if you want to change the colors for each one of those things, then you have to select quantity. Let's say I'm giving this as orange. Profit, I'm giving this as green. And sales, I'm giving this as blue only. So I can see profit, say quantity, profit and sales for all the months, for all the years being compared like this. And if you click on this T, all the labels are enabled. So this is another way of also showing trend across multiple measures. Okay, so write this as trend line. This is our trend line chart which we have created for sales, profit, and quantity. So first of all, you have to put this month of order date over here. That is when you drag the order date, just put this month and drag all these three measures onto these three rows. So under the rows, drag all three measures and put them next to each other. So once you have put next them to each other, then go to cards and change the color for each card. So if you select on profit, if you select this, select green color. So every line color will change based on the color that you have given by selecting on that card. And then once you click on this T, which is the mark labels, you will see all the labels present over here. Now the next thing, I don't want this order date to be shown here. So right click on this order date and hide field labels for columns. If you click on this, your field labels will not be visible. So a very systematic comparison of three values that we have done. We can do this in a different way also in the next chart. So what I want you to do is, I want you to right click on this trend line chart and select duplicate. So that you will get the exact chart over here and we can easily format this. So trend line chart, duplicate, and you will get this new chart, which is trend line chart 2. Okay. So once you get this trend line chart 2 over here, I would so now remove this profit and sales right over here. So remove those two measures. I don't require that. We'll come back to our original chart, which is showing the quantity over a period of time. Yeah, attendance has been just shared. You can just fill it out. So meanwhile, as you fill this out, just take this the profit and the sales out from the rows, and you will get this chart. Now, the final part we are going to do is, instead of dragging this sales and profit over to the rows, I will drag not over here, which I'm getting right now. I will get this pause button. You can see this pause button, the green color pause button. The moment this option is coming, just release your mouse and now you will get two values, that is the sales and the quantity. So you can see quantity over here and sales at the top. Similarly, profit, again drag, again you will get this green pause button and drag it over to the axis and you will now get profit also. So profit in orange, quantity in blue, and sales in red. I'll give you some time to do this and then let me know if you are able to understand this. Sure. So I hope all of you have created this quantity wise chart. I hope. Now you have to drag the profit over the quantity axis where you see this pause button in green color. Similarly, drag sales and drag over here and you will see the pause button in green color again. So you will see these three values over time. Okay. So Amar will be sharing the attendance link as you have seen over here. And then you can compare. So this is different way of comparing the chart. With the same axis, you can see the three different trends. Here we were able to see in three different charts, and here in one chart only we can see. So this is what we call it as the combined axis chart. This is your combined axis chart. By adding each parameter on quantity, it becomes yes, absolutely, yes. So it becomes one single axis, and it contains all these values which are present. Now, I don't like the way the sales is being colored. So we can modify the color of sales. So we can go over here, colors, edit colors. We can put the sales as blue, probably quantity as orange, and profit as lighter shade of this blue. So we can give this three colors and click on apply. So I think this looks much better. And we can do like this. So we have got essentially the combined axis chart by arranging the data and putting them in one axis. Now, the next thing I have observed here is it is showing me value in the axis. So value does not mean any significant thing, right? So this represents the three values. So in order to change or to put more appropriate, the term over here, I'm going to right click over here and click on edit axis. And the moment I have selected this, I will get this tab for edit axis where I can see a lot of options under general and tick marks. So I am going to come at the bottom, which is axis titles over here. And I'm going to select instead of custom, which is mentioned value over here. I'm going to write quantity, sales, and profit. Okay. So in this way, if I close this one, it's a more appropriate representation of the axis. So this is your combined axis chart, and we have modified the axis over here. Okay, so I hope you have understood this aspect as well. Just if you do this again, just to practice it. Yeah, sure, I can repeat this part again. So right click on this axis, edit axis, and you will get this tab. And under title, axis title, write this quant, sales, and profit. So you will get the quant, sales, and profit right over here. Amar has shared the feedback link. Amar will share it again. So we got the combined axis chart as well. Now the next part we are going to do is we are going to create a stacked bar chart. So undo button, yes, undo button is there. So you can do Control Z, and otherwise there is this undo button right over here. You can do Control Z. Control Z will just take it back to the previous state. You can do this redo also, Control plus Y. So Control Z, undo, Control Y will redo that. It's a very handy option actually, Control V. All right. So can anyone tell me, we have discussed a bar chart or a column chart. What do you mean by a stacked bar chart? So what probably the use case we have for a stacked bar chart? And what do you mean by a stacked bar chart? Can anyone tell me? Multiple values per column. That is correct. Two bar charts combined, multiple parts in one bar. So two bar charts combined, it can be also, eventually it is eventually one bar or multiple bars which are split into multiple subtypes within each bar. So that is your basically a stack bar chart. You have a sideways bar chart as well, where next to each other, you can get the values. So the fundamental thing of a stack bar chart is stack bar chart will have minimum of 2 dimensions, and against one measure, you are going to compare. It's ulta of dual axis. Dual axis में क्या होता था? We used to do 2 measures against 1 dimension. Stack bar chart is 2 dimensions compared against 1 measure. So how that can be useful? So let's try to understand this with an example. So here, for example, I select region. So I'm tracking basically region-wise sales in a simple bar chart with similar parameter but different situation. Yes, multiple parts in one bar, absolutely. Multiple values per column per bar, you are absolutely right. So here, we are seeing a simple bar chart which shows how every region has the performance of sales against each region. Now, I want to see within one region how each of the order priority is split into. So I want to see, for example, in central, which order priority has more sales or which order priority has less sales. So how do I see that within the region central? So for that, one of the ways is using the stacked bar chart. So what I'm going to do is order priority, I'm going to drag over to the colors. And the moment you drag them into colors, you will instantly see the bars being split into the order priority. And if I don't click on this show me option over here, I can see the legends as well. So here I can clearly see that in the region which is central, your medium priority has a higher impact compared to your order priority, which is high. It has more sales. And the one which is low, this is very less. And one which is critical, it is also not very high. So medium and followed by high has a higher percentage of share in central region. And you can see this similar trend across different regions except for Canada, which is too small to see over here. But you can see the same pattern being repeated across all other regions. Both medium and high have contributed for a significant higher share. Attendance Summer will be sharing with you. So you will be getting over there. So this is what we call it as a stacked bar chart. Okay. So write this as stacked bar chart. Rename this chart as stacked bar chart. All right. So you got this stack bar chart over here. And now we are going to create a next type of bar chart. Okay. And this is going to be basically, we can create basically a side-by-side also, side-by-side bar chart. where again side by side we can compare across different dimensions. So how do we do that? Category and profit. So I can see across each category how this is being performed. And here I'm going to put ship mode, or let's say order priority again. So order priority I can put over here as well. So if I put over here, by default, it will give me this color. And if I select this chart, I will get automatically the side-by-side chart. So if I select this option, I will get like this. If I select this option. So I repeat this step again. Category onto columns, profit onto rows, order priority over here. You can directly put above category, and by default, it will give you a stack bar chart. And I will go to show me option to my right. And I'm going to click this side by side bars. And I'm going to select this option. And you can see now, this is I think a much better representation of looking at under furniture, which order priority has higher sales. So again, this is a different way of representing the data, but again, a very effective way. So this is your side by side bar chart. Just write this as sidebar chart. So one of the things in Tableau is not just for building dashboards, but if you can see as you have built the charts, it is for getting the simple question to an analysis by simply creating a chart. So by simply creating any charts, you can easily come to the answer that you want to address using the data that you have. So it need not be that you need to create a dashboard. For your own personal use, you can simply create a chart and you can come to your own conclusions. So that's how powerful this tool is. Yes, of course, Amar will be sharing this again. You can message Amar. All right. Now, how to enable labels over here? I have to click on T option and my labels will be enabled right over here. Disable the tooltips because we don't require this. We can simply see the values over here. Stacked bar chart, right? Yes. So here the stack bar chart I have created like this. So columns, you put region over here, rows over to sum of sales, and order priority onto colors. It's a simple chart. If you just put this dimensions and measures over here, you will get a chart like this. And even if you look at side by side bar chart, you can create this on your own without even selecting the show me option. You have to just drag these two dimensions, one measure over here and colors over here, and you will get this chart. So that's how easy the entire format is. So we got the side bar chart as well. Okay. So I hope this you have understood. Now, another interesting chart which is present over here is the box plot. Box plot is often used, box and whisker plots is also called as. Can anyone tell me what do we mean by a box plot? A box plot is, if I click save button, only one sheet will be published or all sheets? Yeah, very good question. So your all sheets will be going to get published. In fact, it will get override. It will override your previous file. So if you save with the same name, it is going to override the previous file. 5 pointer of data. Yes, I'm sure everyone knows this. Can we save this result chart as image? This is also a good question. Yes, we can do that. once you save it over to the Tableau public, you can download this chart as an image or a PDF as well. That is also possible. You can do this as an image. You can download this as a PDF. I think bar chart, I think we can see the box plot right now. So a box plot is a 5-pointer chart. So for example, I have this category and profit over here. And I select this box plot right over here. So what essentially it shows me is nothing but the distribution of the data which is present for profit. So it's a 5-point data. 5-point means this one is the lowest one, which we call it as Q1, which is called as the quartile. You have the next one, which is Q2, which is the 25% of the data. Q3 or the center is the median, 50%. Q4 is 75%, and Q5 is finally the 100%. So this, the last one, the below one, these are called as outliers. And the middle one is the 50%, and this is 25 and 75%. The use of box plot is you can easily see how your data is distributed across the plane. So how your data is distributed. Is it concentrated around the 50% or are there outliers? So in those analysis, we can do. One more thing we can do right now is I'm going to drag this customer ID over here. And I'm going to put category over here. So why I've done this? Because I want to see how my customers across each category are purchasing the products. So how many customers are contributing for which category? Which type of customers or which type of customer is providing for the values that I have. So if you see over here, this is slightly a chart which is spread across different ways. So under technology, I can see this customer ID. He has provided a lot of profit, and these are outliers. And this is at a loss. And majority of ones, you can see these tightly closed circles. They are over the outliers that is mentioned over here. So immediately they are crossing these outliers and they are somewhere over here. So 75% of my customers are actually below the 1000K or below 2000. At least the 100% are definitely below 2000. And what I can infer from this is at least 25% of my customer base is above zero. That is, they are not going at loss, but I can also see that below 50%, below the 25%, I can see a lot of customers are also contributing for the loss. Again, this is at an individual level. This we can see through other ways also. So rename this as box plot. And with this, we will conclude our session on the chart types. So by looking at this, you can easily see that the distribution is more even here, whereas the office supplies distribution with there are a few outliers, and technologies also there are few outliers. And this is how you interpret a box plot. Finally, click on Control S and your progress will be saved. So you can see that automatically all the views are getting published and this will get saved in your Tableau public. So the moment you do Control S, it will just override the existing file. Sure. Yeah, I will repeat the step again. Don't worry. So basically, this box plot has been created. First, I drag category. Then I drag profit. So it's a simple bar chart that we had created. The next step I have done here is I have changed this bar chart where I clicked on show me to box and whiskers. Now After this, I wanted to compare across all customer IDs or across each customers, how in each category the distribution of data is there. So for this, I have put this onto details, the customer ID, and I will get this single line. But in order to get multiple categories over here, I can put categories over to columns, and you will get this split over here. So a box plot is nothing but it's a 5-point data where your data distribution is being represented. So for example, if I see the furniture over here, so I can see that the median value, or let's say this value, this black line, this is the lower whisker, which is the lower outlier. And this is the upper whisker. Both of these data points are outliers. And when I see this box, I can see that this lower line of the box represents 25% of the data, above or below. So 25% of the data is below and they are at loss. You can see that. Above it, it will go like 75%. So 75% of the data, 75% of my customers are above profit. And this is 75% above 75%. This the next box. And the center one is the 50%, which is the median. So 25, 50, 75. So that's how you interpret a box plot. In Tableau Public, I'm going to see the last sheet. Box and whisker not highlighted in the show me option. So in that case, if it is not highlighted, I guess you must have not put the proper dimension and measure over here. So if you put category and sum of profit, this will get highlighted. So I will come to that next slide. Okay, so all the tabs are published. If you click on Control S or if you click on the Save button, all your tabs are published over here. Now you will see only one tab here because it shows only the latest tab. So for that, you have to go to your browser, which is over here. Click on Settings, and there is this option of Show Sheets. If you click on this option, you will see all other sheets as well. So all other sheets are saved. It is just that it is only not visible. So you can see all other charts over here. Somebody had asked me if they can export this as a PPT or an image. So for that, you have to select download and you can select image, data, cross tab, all of these options. You can download this as a PowerPoint. You can download this as an image. So it will give me this option right over here. So this box plot will be saved as an image. And the moment I click on save, this box plot will be done. Similarly, for other charts also, just select that chart, download, and if you select image, this will get saved. So it's very simple and it's very easy to do. So this is how you will get the chart. And you can use this chart in your PowerPoints or wherever you want to put. It's a very nice chart that you will get, and you will be through this. This is again a very handy feature. PowerPoint also you can download. You can download those sheets as slides. And of course the Tableau workbook, where you can download this as an entire file. Thank you so much, Nirali. Thank you. I hope this is helpful for you. All right, so we have few minutes left. And one more thing that you can also do is you can share this thing with other people if you want. Copy link, and you can easily share the file with everyone. So you can see my file if I click on this, and you can view the file over in your system as well. So if you copy paste in the browser, you will be able to see all these files. So in that way, you can do this. Let's see what else we have. Thank you. And any changes that I'm going to do in desktop, if you change anything, you have to publish the changes. If you don't publish in the web, it will only show the last change that you have made. So anything that you are changing over here, make sure that you publish it by clicking on Control S. Similarly, if you edit any chart by clicking on this edit option over here, and if you change anything over here, the next time you are going to open from Tableau desktop, those changes will be reflected if you click on publish. So let's say आपने गलती से भी कुछ निकाल दिया मैंने यहाँ से, for example, I remove like this, and if I don't publish it, if I just simply put the cross button, then the changes won't be reflected. So I'm just clicking on don't publish. So my changes will not be synced. So that is how you will be able to do. So I think explore more on these parts. Just see how you can explore by creating more charts. Just play around, drag and drop any chart, and you will get any pattern that you want to create. So that is the beauty of Tableau. And just start analyzing the data. So this is, yeah, so the web version is auto-saved, definitely. Web version also, you have to publish the changes to get auto-saved. If you click on Control S, automatically it will override the previous file. All right. So thank you, everyone. We will see tomorrow, and tomorrow we are going, it's going to be important session because we will be dealing with filters and we will be also starting calculations once we have time. So filters and calculations are important. So we will start tomorrow with that. So that concludes our session for today. Thank you all. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye. Sure, sure. That will be coming in probably the transformation of data. We can do pivots actually, although at a very less scale, but we can do that. Okay, thank you everyone. Thank you. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Okay, yeah, thank you so much.
Thank
So,
you.
dear
Thank you, Abhi.
participants, yeah, I shared the attendance link. I'm sharing once again. So please make sure that you're submitting your attendance and sharing your feedback as well. So we'll be there for 2 more minutes. If you're facing any difficulty while accessing the LMS, any issue, if you're not able to get the material, please let me know in the chat box. I will help you on the same. And those who not submitted the attendance, I shared the link. Please mark your attendance. Sir, attendance sheet I cannot see. Can you send me? Yeah, sure. Thank you. You're welcome. I'm sharing link in the chat box. You just have to click on that link. It will take you through any of your default browser. It will open as a Google form. You have to submit your information there. Yeah, nice class. Thank you. Attendance sheet. I'm not sharing any attendance sheet. I'm sharing the attendance link. Let me check the comment of the YouTube as well. Okay, so over YouTube, all good. Sir, I received just the feedback link. Yeah, you can submit that. Sir, link was not loading. It's uploading. Maybe there is a problem with your network or your system. So probably you can try to choose the same link with any another system or any other mobile because it's working for all. And it's working for me as well. I'm sharing the attendance link once again. Yesterday, I failed to upload the attendance. Could you please share the day one attendance? I'm extremely sorry, but no one is able to go in the past, right? Be like how I'm able to share the attendance as well. So please don't ask for the student's attendance because attendance is to open only for 1 hour, 4:30 to 5:30. But no need to worry, 60% attendance is mandatory. Attendance and feedback form is submitted. Thank you, sir. I missed the attendance. We are not able to do anything about the yesterday's attendance. It closed on yesterday only at 5:30 and we're not able to open that as well. Okay, so Najma, you can drop an email to edl@xla.com for previous program certifications. Okay, so our team will check your attendance and they will let you know. Mukesh More, thank you. Nice session. Thank you. Please send me the email address to WhatsApp, sir. So I don't have your WhatsApp number, so I will ping here in the chat box edl@xlr.com. You're welcome. Yeah, no problem. Okay, so on this note, we'll wind up for the day. So, dear participant, thank you so much for attending day 2 of this training program. And we have 3 more days to go. So once more, thank you so much. And we'll see you tomorrow at same time. So bye-bye. Take care of yourself and take care of your family.